In our gazebo, we ran into a little problem with the roof leaking over a period of years. So I've removed this one panel. All you have to do is a nut here with a 10mm socket and one that goes over here, same thing. Take those out, the panel just slides right out. And this is what you end up with. You end up with this panel. This is the inside. And this is the outside. It's a lot rougher, coarser finish from the sun and the rain and snow and hail and anything else that's hit it over the years. And it ends up getting little holes in it, and it dries and cracks like this. So we can't find replacement panels for this, so I'm going to show you what we're going to do to fix this problem. One of the best things about it is while you're working, you can fire up the barbecue and make a couple of hamburgers. Now what I'm doing is using window tint film, and it's going to be applied along lengthwise like so. Now it's a little wider than I need because it comes in various widths, and 24-inch was the next one down. This one's 30. 24 inches too narrow because I need 29, but 30 is just a hair more than I need. So I get to bring it up to the end and cut it to the right length. It's also 10 feet long and I need 5 feet. So if I cut this right, I get two pieces out of the same one and don't waste any. Now, if you've ever used tint film before, there's a thin clear layer and the tint layer. You've got to separate the two, which can be quite tricky. Turn this chair around without knocking the camera. Ah, there goes the camera. Okay, so let me turn the chair around and then I'll worry about the camera. There, now I'll try to focus on that corner end. So you can see what I do is typically just kind of nick into it a little bit right in the very corner. And by doing it in the edge where it's past where I need, it won't matter. And then I can get under it like this and separate the clear edge from the tint. Come on, separate, you bugger. Okay, there we go. Now, to keep it separated, I'm going to spray a little liquid in here to keep it from going back down. Now I want to keep spraying along so that my fingerprints don't make a mess. That's not quite what I had in mind, because now it's repped. And I've got to go under it again and lift some more, under it again, lift some more, and keep doing that across. Helps if you get your fingers wet too. And then you can tear it easier as well, or not tear it, but peel it. Now also, this isn't going on a car, so it doesn't have to be as perfect as a car would have to be. You would want a car window tint to be real nice. But this doesn't have to be perfect as long as it's pretty good. So now what I'm going to do is turn this over so that it'll stick where I want it to, because the sticky side is this side. So now, let me adjust that camera a bit. Hopefully that's still a good angle. can, I'm going to spray this down. Get this over. That's what I'm hoping to avoid. But if I bring it where I need it on that edge, and then bring it across, it should work out well. And then I'm going to take my little squeegee. I'm going to squeegee this end down like that, so it'll stick on here. And then I've got to peel this plastic back from the other side. I'm going to spray this whole piece down too. I've got some room to wiggle if I need to. Any window cleaner will work. This is vinegar and water, but Windex or anything similar to that will also work pretty well. I find soapy water. Some people use soapy water. You want to avoid wrinkles, so you squeegee it as you go. You start from the middle and work your way out. You're going this way. So this is the part that's not actually stuck yet, so it doesn't matter if it's not stuck here. If it's stuck here because it's not stanced. You know what I mean? That didn't sound right, but I think you know what I mean. You may think that if you're spraying solution on, like spraying a liquid onto it, it's going to stop it from sticking. That's not actually the case. It's just going to allow it to have some movement. Allow it to be able to move a little bit. So as you work, you can work out the bubbles. So now I'm just going to continue on in kind of a time-lapse fashion, and you can follow it along that way. And now I have to go along and trim this edge here and this edge back to that line so that it doesn't interfere with the tracks there. I don't want the track rubbing on the tint because it'll pull it off. So I want to have it cut back just before then. The purpose of this isn't so much for the tint. It was just to keep it from leaking, because this is going to protect it so that the little cracks and holes and stuff that are in it don't allow water to leak through, because I can't buy new panels. Clean the panel. Doing this one inside on the kitchen island just because there's west wind and it got kind of windy outside, and I don't want this interfering with the tint film. The tint film tends to blow and get all messed up. Now, one roll of this tint film I've got is the right length to do 2 of these panels, because I got a 10-foot roll and they're 5-foot panels, so hey, the math works. So I'm going to cut it on the first one, and then whatever's left over, that's what I got for the last one. There's a certain amount of logic in that. laying it out right now. The water's just there to, or the vinegar water is just there to kind of help hold it in place so I can get the right length on it. And then when I get to the end, I'll just cut it along the edge here. And that's approximately the right length. Now, I'm going to coil up, or roll up I should say, not coil. Now I'm going to roll up the tint film. Now that I know I've got the right approximate length to it. And then I'm going to take the edge of the knife and just, the outer edge is just a clear film. So I'm going to take the outer edge and just pierce it with the edge of the blade, with the end of the blade. And then I can peel off the clear, and peel back some of the clear film. It's not quite the way I intended. And so it doesn't stick to anything, I'm going to put the, spray some liquid on it. The liquid is just there to keep it from sticking when I don't want it to stick. It's a good idea to spray your hands every once in a while too, get them dirty and wet so you're not making any fingerprints. I'm going to peel back an area about 6 inches or so. Make sure the end of the panel is wet. And I'm going to flip it over so that the inside is down like so. Now because I've sprayed that liquid, I can move it and reposition it as I need to. I kind of want to get an idea that I've got the line right. I haven't gone past the edge too much here. So, I gotta get this position right. And about here, take my squeegee and just squeegee down the end. Start at the middle and work your way out to the sides. And then I roll it back up again. Go back to clear and spray it. And then as I lay it back down, I should probably have the camera at this side. But as I lay it back down, I work it out from one side to the other, left to right, starting from the middle and working my way out to the sides. And now I think I'm going to turn the camera around, so, or you know what, I can just turn the board around. Unless I'm going to do that, it's probably easier. I'll just turn the board around and you can see what I'm doing. Or the panel, whatever you want to call it. If anybody's just tuning in now, it's the roof panel for my gazebo. Now this clear plastic can get in the way, so every once in a while I like to trim it off so I'm not working with such a huge piece. And then I spray it down and try to figure out where I put my squeegee. There it is. Hello, squeegee. peel that back some, so we can just do this and I'll show you what I mean. You start from the middle and you work your way out to the sides. From that side to that, from the middle of that side, middle of that side, and back and forth like so. And then when you get to the point where the clear is, sometimes it helps to use the edge of the knife again, or the end of the knife. You get it started, and then you can peel that back. Spray some more. And squeegee side to side from the middle. I want to get this rolled up so it's a little easier to work with. And I can go a little farther until I get to the point where the clear is again, and then I gotta peel that back. Some people will peel this all the way off in the beginning. Then you got a lot to work with. And it's in the way, so I don't like doing that. Now I'm going to trim a little off here. Because again, I've got too much of this clear plastic in the way. Don't need that right now. So that's where I've got it trimmed to. So I can take this and squeegee it out, slowly letting it down just a little bit at a time as I go. And then I get to the point where the clear has to peel again. And I got a little bit of dirt in here, which is a big problem if you're doing like a car window or something. In this case, it's not that big a deal. As I like mentioned, I'm not going for perfection here. But want to get it out if you can anyway. There was a hair there. Even something as fine as a pet hair is going to leave a mark in your tin. You want to get all that out as much as you can. It's just a repetitive process all the way to the end. And now, got to peel the clear again. Come on. Don't give me a hard time. It's going to give me a hard time. Now let's get to the end. We want to make sure that we've got everything wet so that there's no issues. We've gone this far, we don't want to mess it up now, right? And if I'm going to be touching it, I want to spray my hands, so I'm not going to mess up the surface. And now, all the clears off. So, I got to find where I put my squeegee. It's underneath, that's why I can't find it. It's down here. Again, just squeegee one side to the other. There. And now we're done. Let's go around all the edges. It's a little bit wider than the panel, so I've got to trim the edges now. But that's pretty much it. And then it's the same process again for all the other ones. This panel blew off in the wind and got ripped into 100 pieces. Well, actually about 6 or 7 pieces. This was one section, this was another, this was another. There's pieces missing. I can't buy another panel, so I don't have a whole lot of choice. What I'm going to do, I've taped it on the other side to hold it together. I'm going to tape it on this side and then lay the tint over top of the tape. There's a huge gap out of this side, but I'm going to, like I said, I'm going to tape it and then hope for the best, basically, is what I'm planning. The idea of the tint, it's not so much for looks, like I said before, it's just for waterproofing. So if I can get it to hold together and then put that over it to get it to hold the shape and keep the water out, that's all I'm hoping for. I just hope there's enough strength and rigidity in this thing to make it work. Now, half of the roof has got the tint on it, the other half doesn't. So now it's just a matter of installing the new panels. And I'll try to set the camera up in here to show it. But the top panel slides into the top groove here and here, and the bottom panel slides into the bottom groove here and here. Top panel slides all the way up, bottom panel slides all the way in, and then there's one of these pieces that goes across to join the two together. Kind of like this. That's what this is here. That's how it looks from the inside. And it looks like a beautiful day out today, but the other day it was really windy, and that's when I lost one of these panels because I didn't have this little bar on the end. I was planning on finishing them all the same day, and I forgot to put the bar back on these ones, and one flew out in the wind and smashed. That's the one we had to fix. That was a whole lot of fun. Okay, so we want the tint film side facing up, and this one goes in the top groove. It's the farthest up panel. Right now, it doesn't seem like there's a lot of wind, but there's enough to put up a bit of a fight here. Once I got it in the groove, I'm okay. It just slides along up like that. And I just push it the rest of the way up until it's at the top. A little bit of dirt in the groove, so I'm going to take that dirt out of the groove. And then I do the same with the next one. Then we want the tint side facing up, and this goes in the bottom groove. And then when I get really close to the other one, I've got to go up and put this bar in. So the bar helps if you put it the right direction. But the bar goes in the bottom groove. top part can groove into that, and the bottom panel goes into this groove here. Kind of like that, and you just have to kind of push it to get it in like that. And then once it's in good, then you just slide the panel up the rest of the way, like that. And then you put the bar on, and I forgot the last time that caused the whole damage. Well, now the gazebo roof is all back together, except for the cap on this end, because there's one little bolt that goes through. It's got a square head that fits into this groove. And it's only about half an inch long, so it's just like about yay big. It just sticks out a little underneath here, but I've lost it somewhere. I've got the nut, I've got the cap, I just don't have the bolt. And I've looked all around the garden and on the deck and under the water bowl and in the water bowl, and I've got my little magnet. I've gone across the grass. I've checked inside the tire, which is a garden in the summertime. Doesn't look like much now, but in the summertime that looks really nice. And even in the gaps in the deck here and all down in the garden, and I can't find that. And it's a special kind of bolt. So other than that, everything is done. It looks pretty good. I'm happy with it. So tune back in again to see what we're going to work on next. Will it be generally working on the floors, finishing that up? Or will it be one of the bikes? Will it be cleaning up the shop? I really do have to clean up the shop. We'll be working on the MG trailer. One of the next projects has got to be putting the summer tires back on my wife's RAV before she gets mad at me. I got to do a little bit more work on the Buick, do the wrap on the Juke, and work on the Avalanche, and some work on the motorhome too. So there's always projects around the shop. So tune back in to see what we're going to work on next, and like and subscribe, and you'll be notified of all the new videos that come out as they come out. Until next time, this is Bruce from Bruce Fixes Stuff.